hello, good afternoon. It's Monica from Life as Art, and this is the Sunday 3:30 p.m. demo at the Cruise the Nile online crop. You can hear my voice in the background there. I'm beside myself. I forgot to turn the volume off on my laptop after chat and craft. All right, so this afternoon we are going to be creating a layout using the Let's Go Anywhere collection, but we're not going to be focusing on travel. We're going to be creating something a little different. And we're going to use the Let's Go Anywhere in combination with this new stamp set that just came out 2 weeks ago. And it's called Game Night. If you're looking for it on the website, you're going to want to, when you're searching for products, click on what's new. And there was several new stamp sets that would have been in the May-June catalog that were released just a couple weeks ago, and this one is still available, called Game Night. It's got this lovely title here, Wanna Play, Family Game Night, Fun and Games, Winner. It's got playing cards, it's got the 4 symbols, it's got some chess pieces, some game board, follow the path type things, dominoes, dice, lots of fun stuff out there. So we're going to be using that and the Let's Go Anywhere collection. So I've got my base page, which is a piece of Toffee cardstock. I'm going to take the little backing off here. I've got a little piece of adhesive on there to hold it in place on my Versamat while I create. Just sticking that down there. If you're joining me live, just say hello or howdy so I know you're here. And if you're watching later on replay, you can just say replay or just leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. I see Robin is watching. Hey, Robin. The game set is a lot of fun. I'm also going to be using another coordinating cardstock from this collection, and that is Scarlet. And this piece has been cut to 8¼ inches by 12. I've got my backing already on there to hopefully help us get through the video without too much coughing. I'm going to lay it here, and I'm using the Versamat to help me line this up, and I'm going to put it down at 1¼ inches from the bottom. Then I'm bringing in a couple of other things from the paper collection. First is a zip strip, and this zip strip looks like a Swiss dot, but it's actually little tiny geotags on Toffee. I don't even know if you'll be able to see that. It looks like just a dot, but it is geotags. But on our layout, we're going to pretend that it's just a dot. And we're going to butt this zip strip, which is a 1/2 inch strip, up against that Scarlet here at the bottom, side to side. And then we're going to bring in a second one of the exact same thing. And we're going to put that on the top. Bottom and top. There we go. Then I'm coming in with 2 pieces of this Sapphire tone-on-tone pattern paper. It's got little stitch lines going across it. And these are about 3/4 inch. Like that. And I'm actually going to attempt to tuck it a little bit under. I think when I was laying this out, I actually had that strip kind of sitting on top of it, because I did want a little bit of that toffee showing. You know what? That's going to be too difficult. We're just going to stick it down. That's how we roll. We're just going to stick it down, just like that. The toffee will show at the top. So this other piece is going to go at the top. Sometimes it's nice when you're working in these horizontal lines if you have things that are mirrored from top to bottom. And there we go. All right. Now I'm going to bring in the photos that we're using for this. And Julie and I were recently at my mom and dad's, and my mom and I and Julia like to play some different word games and things. So we were actually playing Bananagrams, which is similar to Scrabble, except there is no board and everybody plays at the same time. So I've got some nice photos of us all together. We took a bunch of pictures of completed bananagrams, so you get the idea that it's very similar to Scrabble. Horizontal and vertical words connected together. And then I've got a picture of my daughter and a picture of my mommy. And so I wanted to have these all kind of grouped together on this scarlet, like one big photo mat. And just kind of lay them out here so they all kind of congregate together in a group. And I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to bring in a piece of French vanilla, which is one of the coordinated cardstocks. This has been cut to 2.5 by 8 inches. And this is going to be for my journaling. So I'm just going to set that on there so that I have kind of a guide for where I'm putting my photos. And then I can go ahead and stick my photos down. Gonna try and leave some scarlet in between everything as a nice little photo mat. And I thought these papers looked really good with these photos because the table is a nice wood grain, the tiles are a nice wood grain. This is my mom's kitchen and it's got pretty wood grain. So that looks lovely with the toffee and then the dark sapphire and dark scarlet. Julia's hair actually looks really good with scarlet too. And toffee. There we go. And the last one, mostly lined up. And then we can go ahead. There's the coughing. Add our journaling strip. So I can add lots of journaling on there or embellishments. Just put that on in the remaining space. And then for the title from the stamp set, I like this Wanna Play because those tiles that create the word wanna are Scrabble tiles or bananagram tiles. Close enough. So I've already gone ahead and stamped it using Toffee because that kind of gives you that look of a Scrabble tile or a bananagram tile. And fussy cut around it, but I wanted to do a little bit extra. We're going to have it up here, but I want it to stand out a bit more. So I've got a piece of Sapphire cardstock here. I've put just a tiny little piece of adhesive in the center so I can just temporarily stick it to the sapphire. Pardon me. Gracious. And then we're going to fussy cut around it a second time. Now, when you do a second layer of fussy cutting, you do not have to be as precise as you were with the first one. As you get farther and farther away from the original stamped image, it can be less and less accurate. Okay, so we're just going to go quickly around here. I see Janet's watching. Hey, Janet, and Heather's here too. Yay. So here we go, all the way around. And the reason I only temporarily stuck it to the sapphire is because I want to pop it up with some foam tape between those two layers. Some people use a temporary tape runner adhesive, but I find a regular one just works fine, as long as you just use a little bit of it, because even if it tears the paper a smidge, you're never going to see it because it's just a little touch in the center. Now I do still keep my hand pretty tight on the papers so they don't swivel or shift as I'm fussy cutting. Nothing worse than getting all done going around fussy cutting to find that it's shifted and it doesn't match. This also works if there was a die to cut this out, and you wanted to double mat, then you're still going to have to do the fussy cutting because there's no die for a second layer in most cases. Sometimes there is, but all we do is just pull them apart and then we can add our foam tape onto our title, just like this, all the way along. I'll put some down here too, and one more piece. We'll kind of just do that and that. Just kept foam tape going everywhere. And peel off all the backings. To be honest, you don't have to peel off all of them. Even if you only get 2 or 3 of them, it's still enough adhesive to stick the 2 things together, right? Alrighty. Now we need to make sure that we line these up as best we can. Stick them down. And now it's ready to add to our layout. So you can kind of bolster up a title. This is also a good technique if you've got something busy going on in the background and you want to make your title a little more prominent. So let's see. We're going to go in the center-ish. I'm looking at my 6-inch line there. And stick it down. Wanna play? Now over here on my journaling spot, I've also got the little sentiment from the stamp set that says fun and games. And I thought that would be kind of nice to stamp over here, which I probably could have done before I stuck it down. I'm going to grab my Sapphire because the answer is always blue with me. What color should we stamp it? Blue. And it's going to go with this base that we've got. Now what am I going to do? I need this closer to myself. I don't want to move my mat because then I'll have to deal with lining things up. There we go. Stamp it on, fun and games. Lovely. And then I can do lots of journaling on there. If I wanted, I could even add a smaller photo. But from our sticker sheet, amazingly, we actually have some stickers on here that would work for this layout. So I've got a couple of tags in mind here. We've got one that's got polka dots going on, one that's got love this. So I thought we could just kind of layer those on here together. And I'm the kind of person that I need to have something to fill where there's a hole. And so I've got my red dots, and some of these are scarlet. So I'm going to go for that largest scarlet dot, I think. The largest? No, the medium. We're going to go with the medium and just put that right where that hole would be. I actually left the sticker intact so the hole doesn't show. And then the thing with bananagrams, these kinds of games, is that they're directional, right? You can go across and you can go down. So I thought all of these lovely arrows would create something fun. So I thought I would just add a few. There's a little arrow pointing there. And then we can have, let me see, this, maybe not the blue one. Maybe not the blue one. What other color do we want? Maybe the toffee one. I want one that'll kind of show up. So then we can have the down arrow. And then over here on our fun and games, we could have the down arrow. And maybe this one here. Now, we don't usually go backwards, but we're going to do that anyway because it's going to look good. And then we've got these cute little polka dots here. So I thought this little bracket might be fun to tuck in somewhere on the layout, just to add, maybe here, just to add some of those polka dots in another spot. And then in the words here, look at this. Play a little. That sounds like a good word to add. So we could stick it just about anywhere. I think maybe I'll add it down here in my little journaling spot. And then we've also got, what was the other one? We've got weekend away. Now, it wasn't necessarily a weekend, but we were away. So we'll add weekend away. And we'll try to make it straight. Let's lift it up here. So although this collection is about travel, you can see that it can be adjusted for different things. And then let me see. I kind of like these hearts. There's a little heart there. Like that. And then there's another one down here. We could always add that to this little tag. This love this tag. And I think that's all the stickers maybe that I was going to use. I forgot to pull out the chipboard pieces, the die cuts, but I think that's looking pretty good the way it is. But we do have some of these red dots here that we could add. So let me see. I think we'll add a red dot here somewhere. And then a couple down here. I've also got the blue dots, which have sapphire in them. But I don't think we need to add too many colors. And then, let me see. There's no more sapphire hearts, or scarlet hearts on that one. So let's grab the second sheet. And we'll add a couple here because we've got that other sticker there with a heart. So let's add a couple little blings there too. All right, and that is our completed layout for this evening using the Let's Go Anywhere collection. We started out with our Toffee base page, adding in our zip strips and our pattern papers. Then, of course, all of our photos, stamping out that title from the Game Night stamp set. Large area for journaling. Lots of stickers, making use of those arrows that kind of plays up the directional nature of the game, and a little bit of bling. And of course we popped up our title a little bit so that it has a bit of dimension and a little bit more presence on the page. And I think that works really well, even though it's not about travel. It's about playing a game. It works with this collection. I hope you guys had fun seeing that. And if you create a layout like this, take a photo of it and pop it in the comments when I post it on the Facebook page. I would love to see what you create. All right, have a great night, and we will see you at 7 o'clock for Chat and Craft. Tonight's Chat and Craft will be a little shorter than usual from 7 until 9. All righty, so we'll see you then. Toodaloo. Bye.